Today we're going to be talking about cast pistons and hypereutectic pistons. What are the differences? What are the pros? What are the cons? And maybe share a little bit of information of what's better for your build. Now, for the longest time, most engines out there were using a standard cast piston. It wasn't until the mid-90s where hypereutectic pistons actually became more relevant, and now pretty much the standard choice when it comes to OE style pistons. Now, a hypereutectic piston is still a cast piston. The type of casting might be a little bit different, but it's still a cast piston, so it retains a lot of the same qualities as a standard cast piston will have. If you pay attention to the cutaway of my Mopar 361 piston, you'll be able to see a couple parting lines, a smooth finish, and then if we grab the LS piston that I have here, it's a little bit more uniform, it's a little bit more ergonomic, a little bit more smooth. You're going to find very few hard edges along this piston, but the biggest difference is that there is an absence of the seam lines that you saw in the other piston. In fact, what you can see is this little grill mesh design right here, and that's just an indicator of where the piston was being held before it got popped out of its mold. Whether a piston is flow casted, die casted, or permanent casted, or any other form of casting, it is still pretty much a cast piston. The simple fact that both of these are cast pistons are pretty much where the similarities end. Hypereutectic pistons have a higher silicon content when compared to old school cast pistons. The silicon actually makes the piston harder, which means you can make the piston thinner without sacrificing its strength. If you can make the piston thinner, you make it lighter. If you make it lighter, it's easier to rev. If it's easier to rev and easier to run around, you're going to get better efficiency, better fuel mileage. So overall, very favorable for the hypereutectic pistons. Because cast pistons are weaker pistons, you need to reinforce the material with more material. Where it's most apparent is when comparing the size of the ringlands. You can see that the top ringland on the cast piston is significantly thicker than the ringlands on the LS. As you can see, you need a lot more cast material in order to hold up those rings. The extra silicon content in the hypereutectic piston also makes it much harder, which means that wear on the skirts is going to be a lot less compared to a similar sized standard cast piston. And another point for the hypereutectic piston, because of the silicon content in the aluminum, its expansion rate is a lot slower than a regular cast piston. What that means is that in the engine building process, you can run much tighter tolerances between the piston and the cylinder wall because of the rate of expansion on the piston is going to be a lot less versus a cast piston that expands a lot more, so you're going to need to leave a little bit more room. What that could lead to is excessive blow-by when the engine is cold, and depending on how long it takes to fully warm up, it could also increase the wear against the cylinder. Now, after all of this, there is actually a drawback of the hypereutectic piston, and that's because of its added strength. So when we're talking about strength, we're talking about a material's resistance to changing shape versus that be stretching, compressing, or twisting. The hypereutectic piston should be able to resist that easier than a cast piston. The difference is that a cast piston under extreme stress will bend, whereas a hypereutectic piston will shatter. Think about the difference between a ceramic mug and a drinking glass and dropping those both on the ground. One of them is going to break and the other one's going to shatter. What that means in a performance application is that the hypereutectic piston is much more durable under high stress situations, but once it breaks, it'll break hard. And a cast piston will still break, as you guys can see here. It won't break nearly to the extent that the hypereutectic piston will. Now, the same could also be said for forged pistons, but that's going to be a conversation for another time. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and post them in the comments down below. I will see you guys all in the next one. Night Wrencher, signing out.